are just down the street from University of Phoenix Stadium, where my next guest has his name in the Ring of Honor because he's one of the all-time greats in Cardinals history and almost darn near won the trophy that we have here in this studio for Arizona, like he did with the St. Louis Rams, a finalist and a candidate for the Pro Football Hall of Fame to be announced on Saturday. Good to see my good friend Kurt Warner.
Good to see you, pal.
How are you, Kurt?
I'm doing well, doing great. It's
a home game for you.
I know, it is nice to have this in my hometown, that's for sure.
Yeah, so it's a home game for you.
Exactly. You can put the kids on the bus in the morning, can sleep in my own bed, and then still do what we got to do.
And then wake up for NFL game day morning on Sunday.
Oh, yes. We'll be there all day?
Yes.
All day.
See, it's interesting because every time we do a game day morning on Sunday, it's a home game for me because I live there. You guys fly in. True. Now you'll get
you're coming to my house.
Yeah.
Huh? Now you got to live out of a hotel for a little bit.
Well, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. But I'm 4 kids shy of your scenario in the Warner household.
Yeah. So I mean, so that's the nice part is that they get to come out and do some of the stuff with me as well instead of, going to New York and staying in a hotel. Kids get to come and enjoy some of the things.
If I told you, Kurt Warner, week 1, when we were doing the preview show for game day morning, if I told you that by the time we were going to hit Super Bowl 49 in Arizona, the topic would be of how much air is in Tom Brady's football, your answer would be?
Super Bowl week, you're crazy. You are crazy. We're not talking about that Super Bowl week.
But
we're talking about that Super Bowl week.
You know what? And my audience for our poll question on Friday said, move on, move along.
Right.
3 out of every 4 people voted saying stop talking about it.
Yeah.
But should we ignore that?
I know. We're going to talk about it.
Is it ridiculous? A future Hall of Famer, I can say that.
Well,
okay, I can say that. Future Hall of Fame quarterback with a ring. Does it really make a difference?
Well, I don't think if we don't have the Patriots' history, I don't think we're still talking about this. Because the fact of the deflated footballs, I don't know how much of an effect that has on anything. But I think due to their history, we've got to talk about it.
So if it was the Seahawks issue, we wouldn't be.
I don't think we
wouldn't lead the nightly news.
I don't believe so. If it was a one-time offense and we don't really have any answers and we don't really know what happened and we don't really know how it affects anything, I don't think we're still talking about it. I think simply because of what they've done in the past and what we know they did in the past and where we are right now, that it brings it and makes it a bigger issue than it would be otherwise.
Kurt Warner, right here on the Rich Eisen show in the Rich Eisen Hotel across the street.
You get your own hotel, too?
I do. Yeah, look at this. But this is not the hotel I'm staying in.
Oh, no?
No.
Okay.
No, the accommodations are a little bit more up to date.
Oh, I see.
A little more 21st century. This is, although I did, the horse that's behind me right here, I did ride that horse into work
Did you really?
Yeah.
Did you ride it back to your other hotel?
No chance. No chance.
I saw you with the cowboy
You got to be careful out there. There's a lot of landmines out there. Because we've got bulls and we've got horses walking around out there. And I know you probably have a very long day ahead of you.
I'll stay on the porch.
I know. So, Kurt Warner here on the Rich Eisen show. Are you thinking about Saturday at all? Do you just let yourself go, just even for a split second, to think about what Saturday might hold for you with the announcement of the Hall of Fame?
I will say I haven't thought about it a lot, but there definitely are moments, as you get ready for this and you they break it down, different things when, you become a finalist. And then when they tell you what's going to happen on Saturday night and how that's going to play out, you let yourself go there because, it's fun. It's fun to think about the possibilities because when you're growing up and when you're playing this game, you'd always love to be known as one of the best that's ever played it. So to be a finalist and be, to go through this process and to be there with some other great guys and great players that I got to play against, it's fun. And so you let yourself go there a little bit.
Sure.
But at the same time, I don't want that to be a defining factor on, what I'm worried about is and they put you in like a hotel room and then they let you know whether you get in or not. I don't want it to ever be a disappointment. If I don't get in, I don't want it to be a disappointment. I'm still one of the 15 finalists, quote unquote, one of the 260 some best players to ever play based on, where I'm at right now.
Sure.
I'm so proud of that. And I'm so proud of my career that, so you don't let yourself go there too much that it becomes any kind of a negative. This is all about a celebration. I'm going to celebrate this week with all those other finalists, and we'll see what happens. But at the end of the day, whether it happens or not, I'm going to be extremely proud of where I'm at.
You know, Law Brockman, you know, you guys usually ask me trivia questions. I'm going to quickly ask you guys a trivia question. Do you know the quarterback who has the most passing yards in a Super Bowl game, single game? Kurt Warner.
422?
Well, do you know?
414.
414. Do you know who has the second most?
Kurt Warner.
That's correct. Do you know who has the third most? Kurt Warner.
1, 2, and 3.
All 3 of your Super Bowls. 1, 2, and 3. And you got to hoist that trophy that's sitting here in this studio. What is it like playing and winning a Super Bowl, Kurt?
Well, I mean, it's what it's all about. I mean, it's fun when you get to that point and when you actually win one. You know, I say it every year that the next year when you go through the regular season, you don't really care about the regular season anymore. And I know that's weird to say because it's all about that thing right there. You know, once you've had an opportunity to play in this game and understand what this means, that you're the best team in the world at what you do, everything else just kind of becomes secondary, and it's all about winning that trophy. And so, great feeling. Obviously, something that you've worked for a long time. Great to be able to celebrate. What I've always said about sports and about football in general is that it's the greatest team sport. And so the most frustrating part of it is that it's a team sport and it's about 11 guys having to do the same thing.
Sure.
But there's nothing better than being able to celebrate that with 53 guys and knowing that it takes all of those guys to win something like that and be the best in the world. So great feeling. You know, disappointing when you get so close and you don't get to take that home with you.
Sure.
But it is. There is nothing like being in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and you know, your 2 losses, one was by a field goal, and then one where Santonio Holmes dotting the I in the back of the end zone. I mean, it's entirely possible you have 3 of them, and you have all of these records, and you're 2-time MVP of the entire league. This is a first ballot Hall of Famer, people. If you're out there, I can say these things. I embarrassed, as you know, I embarrassed Marshall. I embarrassed Sapp. Irvin, this is what I do. This is what I do for a living. That's why I'm also nicknamed the squeaky wheel, as you know, because I get the grease for my guys. And so, you know, with you on Saturday, you deserve it. I hope you get it. And I did the same thing with Rod Woodson, who's outside, by the way.
All right.
Did you see Rod?
I did see Rod.
Okay, what I'd like to do right now is go outside with Rod and have you throw a pass to me again over Rod Woodson like we did in St. Louis.
You want to show everybody on the Super Bowl stage?
Not just that I can do it on the Super Bowl stage. And also just to show Rod I can get off the jam again.
Ooh. Is he listening? Hopefully he can't hear that.
No, that's why I'm saying. Okay. Because he can't listen. He can't hear me. And then when we come back, he'll join us here inside the hotel and wrap up our first hour with you. Kurt Warner is sitting right here on the Rich Eisen Show. Rod Woodson and his Super Bowl ring from the Ravens will join us on this program when we come back to Glendale. All right, this is the only Western town with a football field. Look who just stopped by. Ed Reed is going to be on the show later on. He's not mic'd up. Hey, Ed, swap spots.
Oh,
come on, go out there with Rod. It's like the Ravens back in the day. I'm gonna beat double coverage. I'm gonna just put. I'll high point it. Okay. I'm gonna high point this. Okay. Here I go. I'm gonna high point this thing. Kurt Warner. You ready?
He's going to take you both down. This is going to end
Ed's not even mic'd up.
Right. What is this? This is going to end bad.
Ready?
I'm ready. Okay. You got it.
All right, go. Come on.
Are you running routes?
He's going. Oh!
The ball just finds you, man. It's like
Did that just turn into an interception? Because Rich tipped it right into Ed's hand.
No.
That goes on your
I try to keep it away from these guys as much as possible.
I'm going to forget it. Here we go.
That goes on your record.
Here we go. They didn't know what to do.
So you got to beat them both. You got to beat the jam, and then you got to beat Ed on the
I'm going
back
to beat Rod Woodson off the jam, and I'm going to high point it over Ed Reed.
Okay.
That is what is going to happen here.
I'm not going to jam you.
Okay. Here we go. We got it. Go. Oh, nice. Shake and bake.
Oh!
You did everything.
You interfered. That was interference. That was
on the defense.
Absolutely. How much time we got left?
On the defense. All right.
1 minute.
Come on. We got to make this
That
happen.
was a pass interference.
Try to get it again. Hey,
he hooked me. I know how you operate.
This is amazing.
Go with the quick out, Rich.
He means business now.
Oh, now he's coming. Go. Uh-oh. What are we working? Oh. Yes! Oh,
Laid out.
That's it. Double coverage.
Fantastic.
That was actually
Double
a
coverage.
good catch. Two Hall of Famers.
By the way,
And I can say that.
I'm the only host that lays out like that. Normally I lay out for a soundbite, not a football.
That's good.
All right, so Ed Reed is here. I'm out of breath.
You all right?
What the hell?
You got to
It's
beat the
desert.
jam, and then, hey, it's all right.
Ring, ring, ring. That's my ring.
No ring.
Kurt Warner's here. Rod Woodson is going to join. Yeah, go ahead, Brockman. You go ahead. Go out for a pass. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I don't know.
You going to beat him? Dude! Go out for a pass!
Here you go, quick.
Throw it! Ah! Oh, look out.
Look out for the stagecoach. You got it. Watch out for the stagecoach.
Welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show here in the Rich Eisen Hotel across the street from the University of Phoenix Stadium, where 6 days from now, somebody will hoist the Lombardi Trophy that is currently sitting in our studio. And joining me with Kurt Warner, who's kind enough to stay for second segment, is somebody who's going to be with us all 3 hours, my Hall of Fame Super Bowl winning friend, Rod Woodson. How are you, Rod?
What's going on, Rich? How are you?
Well, here's what's going on for the radio audience. We just spent the television-only segment, me catching a pass defended by you and Ed Reed, who's going to be here in the next hour,
Yes.
thrown by Kurt Warner, tipped by Ed Reed, and then I laid out and grabbed it.
You did. That was a great catch.
That was a good catch.
Thank
That was
you.
a
Great
catch.
concentration.
Now,
Exactly. I don't think you were touched either, so I think you got up and scored, didn't you? Or did you get up and score?
I went ahead and I beat the jam on Rod in the line of scrimmage. It was the third attempt for me to actually catch the ball, but the show began as I laid out. Okay. It's not pretty. It's not pretty, but there's no style points necessary. A win's a win. There's no pictures on the scorecard, right?
That's right.
So the show began with Marissa Tomei calling into this program because, Bill Belichick dropped a My Cousin Vinny reference at the end of his press conference on Saturday. And it just ended this way. This could be the best hour of my life.
It's
That
pretty
just
good
went
that
down.
Marissa Tomei call.
Yeah.
Right, and
Absolutely.
then
My cousin, classic.
did you believe that Belichick dropped a Mona Lisa Vito reference at the end of his press conference?
Well, you can't be surprised at anything that comes out of Mr. Belichick's mouth.
Yes.
Even if it's a My Cousin Vinny reference? In the couple minutes I have left with the two of you guys, what is Kurt going to go through this week with his name up for induction to the Pro Football Hall of Fame? What's it like?
Well, he can't go through anything. I mean, his time is over. All the numbers are what they are. His competition is over. It's up to everybody else. I think they will go into that room and he will be inducted as a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think at the end of the day, come Saturday night,
That's pretty cool to hear.
he's going to be
It's cool to hear.
thinking that he won't be the Hall of Famer yet, not until he gets the gold jacket. That's when he's a Hall of Famer on that Friday night in
Right.
Canton. But he will be in that class.
It's pretty cool to hear. And so that happens on Saturday. Kurt, how do you see this Super Bowl going down? When it all goes down in that stadium across the street 6 days
You're
from
going
now?
to make me do this on a Monday on your show? I
Yes,
thought they always made us wait until Sunday.
No, but
You can reserve the right to change your mind.
Okay.
I'm not going to see you until the show meeting on
Right.
Friday when we all
Right.
talk about the program that, by the way, started 5 minutes ago.
Yes.
We're late for the 6 day long pregame. How do you see this going down?
You know what? I think the great thing about this, even though Seattle didn't play great in the NFC Championship game, I think it's the two best teams in the National Football League playing in the Super Bowl, which is exactly what you want. I'm going to give a slight edge right now to Seattle. I think they're better across the board. They have more ways that they can beat you. I just love the way they're playing defense right now. And as good as the Patriots are, I give a slight edge to Seattle at this point in time. But as Rod said, I reserve the right to change my pick by Sunday because I'm going to watch a lot of film and hear a lot of different things. But I'm going to give a little edge to Seattle.
What do you think about hearing that, Ron?
No, I understand it because if you look 8-game winning streak, they've only given up 9.8 points a game in that
ridiculous.
8-game winning streak. They're playing so good, and really that game that playing against the Green Bay Packers was kind of like their season. They started out really ugly, and they finished strong, and that's how their season went for them. It's hard to go against a defense that good.
Yes.
I mean, three straight years.
Especially after you remember what they did last year
Right.
with Peyton Manning and that offense coming in and to beat them the way that they did. I mean, I know the Patriots are good. I know they have some weapons, but that's still kind of stuck in my mind at how good they were last year.
But isn't Gronk? He's the answer, right? He is the answer to
he's
whether
an X factor because Seattle only does a couple different things. It's either zone or man. And the thing about the Patriots is they're going to move Gronk all over the place. So you're going to have to figure out how to cover him on the outside. Do you go zone or man? Do you cover him with one of those corners, or do you put a linebacker out there? And I think he is an X factor in this game, is move him around, and you have to figure out how you want to play. Are you stuck in zone more because of that? Do you try to man up with him? Because I'm not sure they have a safety or a linebacker that can cover him man.
And what I love about the New England Patriots is they're so adaptable to different scenarios. You got to think about it. They'll go a half without throwing the ball or without running the ball. They'll throw it the whole time, and then they'll mix it up with playing smash mouth football in the second half. So they're very adaptable on offense and defense. I think it's going to be a great game. The one thing you love about it, Tom Brady's probably the one quarterback in the game today that he'll take the check down all the way down the field. He's very patient with that. And they're going to make the Seattle Seahawks defend the 53 yards wide of the field and about 15 to 20 yards down the field. They're going to make them defend all that. And if they can get the pressure, though, with the front four, the advantage go to Seattle. If Seattle, for some reason, can't get the pressure with the front four and they got to start blitzing, then I'm going to start liking Tom Brady.
Yeah, because that's what they don't do. That will get them out of their comfort zone.
They do not like to do that.
So it's basically who gets out of their comfort zone first. That's essentially what this Super Bowl is about.
And a lot of Super Bowls are like that.
Yeah.
You know, because what you realize about Super Bowls is that there's a lot of pressure to feel like this is the final game, and whatever happens in this game dictates the whole season. So you can panic a little bit. Instead of feeling like every other game, it's got its ebbs and flows, you can panic and go, oh my gosh, we're about to lose the Super Bowl. You can push that panic button, and I think that's always a key. Who pushes that panic button first?
Kurt, thanks for coming in, man.
You bet, man.
I know this is a busy. You must be pulled in every different direction this week.
It's a fun week, and it's a good way to start with my humble host.
Thank you, and I look forward. I'll see you at the show meeting on Friday, and then on the 9.5 billion hour game day morning on Sunday. Rod doesn't miss any of that stuff.
No.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.